It's a sad day in Maryland when honest, nonviolent defenders of the environment must defend their civil liberties against spying of this kind. We need a strong and open democracy in order to focus on the true threat of violence in Maryland, which is climate change and our over-reliance on fossil fuels. So between March of 2005 and May of 2006, 53 activists in the state of Maryland were put on this suspected terrorist list by the Maryland State Police. I got a letter dated October 6th of this year informing me that I was on this list. Subsequently, my colleague, Josh Tulkin, who was former deputy director of CCAN and now has moved on to work for Energy Action, he's going to speak here in a moment, he also was put on this list of suspected terrorists. A third CCAN employee who has chosen not to step forward at this time was also informed by the Maryland State Police that he was on this list of suspected terrorists. The point is, we had a staff of about 6 or 7 people in 2005, 2006, we did at CCAN. And that's 3 people who were suspected of terrorism. So about half of our staff was presumably surveilled in one way or another at some time during that period. We are the 2nd or 3rd largest environmental group in Maryland. We are not volunteers, we are not amateurs, we are not part-time organizers. We are professional, executive, senior, skilled, mainstream organizers, highly respected in the state of Maryland. We have been at the center of passing landmark legislation in the state for everything from clean electricity to clean cars. We are not fringe. We are not on the sidelines. We are at the center of public conversation in the state over policies related to the environment, especially climate change and clean energy. So the point is, this list of suspected terrorists, this abuse of police powers that we have seen has risen has grown in a qualitative sense to now involve one of the largest environmental groups in the state of Maryland, and not only involve that group, but apparent surveillance of half the staff. Here's the point. It's time we stop wasting state resources on violations of civil liberties. It's time that we stop wasting state resources on frivolous spying of this kind. The real need is for the state to redouble its efforts to address the real violence and the real threat to this state. The real violence is the burning of coal and other fossil fuels. The real violence is our over-reliance on fossil fuels in the state. And the real threat to Maryland, the real terror, is up to 20 feet of sea level rise from climate change. Let's address that issue. Let's strengthen our democracy so we can address that issue, and let's stop the spying on innocent citizens. Thank you very much.